The love story of Meriam Khalifa and Jason Johnson felt like a real-life fairy tale. An 18-year-old Bahraini princess fell in love with a simple American soldier and secretly ran away with him, leaving behind her life of luxury for the sake of love. Their romance, often compared to Romeo and Juliet, even sparked a diplomatic crisis. But how did this unlikely couple first meet? How did they overcome all the challenges to be together? And where are they now, 23 years later? Watch the full video to find out. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to get notified as I upload a new video. Let's go on! Meriam Khalifa was born in 1980 in Manama, Bahrain, as a member of the country's ruling family. She was one of 5 daughters of Sheikh Abdullah Al Khalifa, a distant cousin of Bahrain's current king. Meriam grew up surrounded by luxury and privilege, but her upbringing also came with strict societal expectations. She always knew her future would likely involve marrying a man of high status, possibly much older than her. Though the idea didn't excite her, she had accepted it as her destiny. However, her life took an unexpected turn in January 1999. Like many young people, Meriam enjoyed shopping at the mall. What she didn't know was that a chance encounter there would change her life forever. Jason Johnson, a U.S. Marine Lance Corporal, had recently been deployed to Bahrain to serve on a military base as part of a counterterrorism unit tasked with protecting American expatriates. Since the country was relatively safe and welcoming to the Americans, he decided to go shopping for some clothes. That's when he saw Meriam. Jason couldn't take his eyes off the stunning young woman. When I saw her, she caught my attention. She was very gorgeous, he later recalled. Their first interaction was brief but unforgettable, sparking a connection neither of them could ignore. Since dating was not an option for Meriam, she and Jason started as secret friends. However, their friendship quickly blossomed into a passionate romance. What began as a chance meeting soon led to late-night phone calls and secret meetups. At first, Meriam didn't reveal her true identity to Jason, fearing that he might stop seeing her. It wasn't until several months later that he found out who she really was. But by then, he was already deeply in love with her, and it didn't matter to him at all. The princess and the Marine continued to meet in secret, often sneaking away to the movies. However, their secret didn't remain hidden for long. One of Meriam's bodyguards tracked them down and reported her relationship to her parents. Her father was enraged. Not only was she dating a commoner, but a foreigner who was Christian, an unacceptable match for a devout Muslim family. He forced her to end the relationship and prohibited her from seeing Jason again. But Meriam's love was stronger than the pressure. She and Jason continued their relationship in secret, exchanging letters through a jewelry store employee at the mall. This went on for about 11 months, until Jason's tour of duty was coming to an end. The couple knew that if they didn't take action, they would never see each other again. So Meriam took a bold step and asked her parents for permission to move to the U.S. with her newfound love. But the answer was clear from the start. She was expected to marry a high-status Muslim man, as was the tradition. Despite the opposition, the couple didn't give up on their love. As Jason's time in Bahrain was running out, they came up with a daring plan. Meriam would secretly travel to America with him. Using his night vision goggles, Lance Corporal Johnson observed the airport's security procedures and realized that while Bahrainis were asked for their passports, U.S. Marines weren't. With his military experience, Jason knew how to acquire false documents. He decided to take advantage of this loophole and arranged for the princess to leave the country. On the day of their departure, Meriam disguised herself as a fellow Marine, wearing baggy clothes and a New York Yankees cap to hide her long hair. Surprisingly, their plan went off without a hitch, and no one at the airport questioned them. They were finally on a plane together, heading to the U.S., but there was one critical mistake. Meriam forgot to lock her bedroom door, and her absence was discovered the next morning. Her parents quickly alerted the authorities, and as soon as they landed in Chicago, the couple was separated once again. U.S. immigration officials took Meriam into custody, charging her with entering the country illegally. The princess requested political asylum, claiming her life would be in danger as she returned to Bahrain for dishonoring the royal family. I did the worst thing possible in my country. I fell in love with a non-Muslim, she explained. Despite the potential for political conflict, U.S. authorities granted Meriam refugee status, allowing her to stay. A few weeks after arriving in the U.S., Meriam and Jason married in a small, intimate ceremony. For a time, they lived in base housing at Camp Pendleton, but the Marines soon discovered the details of Jason's actions. As a result, he was court-martialed, demoted, and ultimately discharged from the corps. Despite this, the couple was thrilled to finally be together. The newlyweds moved to the Las Vegas area, where they rented an apartment. Jason took a job as a valet, parking cars for wealthy nightclub patrons. Their love story captured global attention, making headlines worldwide. They appeared on talk shows, and glossy magazines featured their tale. In 2001, their story was turned into a TV movie titled The Princess and the Marine, which aired on NBC. The couple received $500,000 for the rights to their story, which was more than enough for them to begin a happy life together. However, the reality of their relationship soon proved more complicated than they had imagined. Johnson told the Associated Press that Meriam was more interested in partying in Las Vegas than she was in enjoying life with her husband. Before long, they had spent most of the money they earned from the movie, leaving them in financial trouble. For Meriam, the transition from a life of royal privilege to a more modest lifestyle in the U.S. was a drastic change. In 2001, after receiving her green card, Meriam resumed contact with her family in Bahrain and later visited them that same year. Surprisingly, her father forgave her and did not hold her actions against her. However, by 2004, after 5 years of marriage, Meriam and Jason decided to divorce, citing incompatibility. Jason revealed that they had been considering separation as early as 2001. Despite this, he expressed his deep affection for her, saying, "Deep down inside, she knows that I loved her more than anything in the world. I can say I enjoyed every minute I spent with her." After their divorce, Miriam's father arranged for her to marry a high-ranking diplomat in Bahrain, effectively severing her connection with Jason. Meanwhile, Jason focused on rebuilding his life. He used the remainder of his money for college tuition and eventually remarried in 2011. Though Jason and Miriam's love story didn't end as many had hoped, both appear to have found contentment in their separate lives. However, 20 years after their divorce, some people believe that Meriam may never have truly loved Jason and was instead seeking an escape from her golden cage. What do you think? Was it true love, or was Meriam simply seeking freedom? Share your thoughts in the comments. And that's it. If you enjoyed the video and want more like it, be sure to leave a thumbs up below in appreciation. And if you haven't already, you really want to subscribe to my channel and tick the bell icon so you get notified as I upload a new video every week. See you in the next video.